Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, crunch time. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel through the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, we got 175 laps here this evening for the third race of the 2026 B season as we get our countdown to green underway, presented by Icon Apparel Company, where you can find the best customized jerseys, hats, gloves, and hoodies for your virtual race team. Here's the weather and track stats here this evening. 70 degrees in the air, 77 on the track, 2-mile-an-hour winds. Overcast conditions, but it's also nighttime, so that literally does not matter. And per the race information tonight, 3 sets of tires going to be at the disposal of these drivers. And of course, 3 with green and white checkered attempts. That's per usual, and it's fixed setup. So there's a rundown here for tonight's third race of the season. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, of course, and Dustin Loxton being the one calling the shots with me every single Tuesday evening. Dustin, Bristol, baby.
It's Bristol, baby. It's gonna be a wild one tonight, folks. Definitely not one that you want to miss tonight. I see loose race trucks out there, Jeremy. It is gonna be a tough one for the Gladiator Challenge 175 presented by Empower Ed, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. But probably one of my favorite races, Jeremy, as far as short tracks. I mean, I love Richmond, but Bristol always holds a special place in my heart. I love this place. Awesome facility, and these drivers are going to put on a hell of a show tonight.
Yeah, this whole schedule, for the most part, is pretty cool, but Bristol, of course, we love this place. How do you not like Bristol? Even if you have a bad race, you get here the next time it's on the schedule and you're like, oh man, I'm pumped, it's Bristol. That's how I am usually, so it does not matter how bad or good I do here. It's just overall great track, and these OTSS boys, they're going to show us how it's done here this evening. We have 27 entries. They got the dual pit road, so we're going to see possibly some green flag stops, or at least one. I think we're averaging about 130 to 150 laps on a full tank.
About 145.
About 145. I know I heard that from our esports driver, Steve Rada. I don't know if he had turned any laps to
It was confirmed by race admins
se.
as well. So about 145.
Perfect. Very good. So it's 175 laps, which means one green flag pit stop if they go. Could they do it, Dustin? Could they get a green flag stop?
It's going to be tough. Not saying these drivers can't. It's not going to be through lack of skill as far as driver on driver. I think it's going to be more the track kind of taking its claim here. Like I said, Jeremy, we've been watching a lot of live feeds from live practice right now, final practice of the night before qualifying. A lot of loose race trucks coming off the corner. Of course, those higher bank transitions down into that minimal banked front and back stretch. And of course, as you could tell by the overhead view of the track map on the race information during the countdown to green, it is not a perfect circle. So 1 and 2 are a different radius than 3 and 4, and it's playing hell for some of these drivers.
Yeah, 100%. And as this track has evolved, the inside and middle has actually kind of come back to life a little bit. It used to just be high side, but things have changed. And so it's more multi-groove racing than ever, which we'd love to see it. I've not seen the trucks here since the update, so we're going to be in for a little treat there on how these trucks perform in the dirty air, which we know is a very, very difficult thing to figure out in these NASCAR Craftsman trucks.
Speaking of difficult, we got to cover the Gladiator Challenge presented by Empower Ed. So you want to talk about difficult. We all know that Bristol is known as the last great Coliseum. Do right. I mean, everything's enclosed in. It's a battle arena is what it is. So EmpowerEd has come on board for 3 awards this season, just like they did last season. The Gladiator Challenge is tonight, and it's going to be awarded to the driver who finishes the highest with 6 or less incident points. So for those of you keeping count, that's 3 good wall hits, or that's 1 wreck at a 4X and a wall hit, and you're maxed out already. So you can see how on par these drivers are going to have to be tonight. No tiebreaker with the way that this award is set up. So that is something these drivers are going for, and that is a $25 award to the winner of the Gladiator Challenge tonight. Again, presented by EmpowerEd Research Institute.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more, and I love that little challenge here because it sets a clean race example for these guys. But we're qualifying, Dustin. We're gonna go full screen on this qualifying session rather, and watch these guys go around Bristol Motor Speedway here and run their fastest times. And a lot of drivers already having issues on the track trying to get their tires warmed up. There's a bunch of chaos happening here, resetting on pit road. They're trying to dial it in. You get 5 minutes to run 2 laps, which 2 laps equals 30 seconds. So you have plenty of time. If you make a mistake, to back it down, reset, try again. You got multiple attempts at it. Running on board the 22 Donnie Honeycutt.
Fastest in practice.
Speedsetup.com telemetry.
Yeah, Donnie Honeycutt, fastest in practice. Has been on a good run since his season race victory at Daytona. Just received his hardware in the mail earlier this week. But again, I mean, these drivers, you see Ross Tatum takes that top spot. And Jeremy, that is something that we haven't really looked at as far as our pre-race breakdown is the points, the overall points. Donnie Honeycutt, again, we talked about him being on a tear. He's had some good finishes the last couple races for the first 2, looking to continue that streak. Currently your points leader for the Select Series, Ross Tatum, who is holding the pole position for tonight's event, only 3 points behind. Jonathan Hammond, excellent start to the season as well, 8 points behind the race leader. Will Bussler, 9 points. And Tyler Honeycutt, your defending champ, in the top 5, 10 points out. So again, after 2 races, Jeremy, very, very close points there for at least, I mean, really, you look at it, even EJ Luna, back there in 20th, it's a tie for 19th, but in 20th, 36 out, still not super terrible. That can still be rebounded. So very close in 2 races.
Yeah, and even just a notable mention there, Jacob Grant sitting there in P6. He's got a 10-point penalty already in the season. So he would be -5 P3 right now if it wasn't for that 10-point penalty. So he's, one of the faster guys here, as we've called him from years in the past. So trying to continue right on board some of these trucks. We got 22 currently posting times at this moment with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this qualifying session. And let's go on board with the last stragglers here. This is Ronnie Hirsch, driver the number 33, completing his 2nd lap, post a time of 15.226, puts him 15th fastest. And now we're on EJ Luna, the person you just talked about.
Yeah, and he just got done finishing his as well. Number of drivers electing not to take any time right now. 77 of Chris Harrington, 36 of Jared Hammond, 25 of Abram Ghostin, and the 27 of Jacob Grant, electing not to take any times right now. So as it sits, looks like Ross Tatum, as we have about 8 seconds left, will be your Victory Fuel Pole Award winner for tonight. In tonight's festivities that we're going to undertake here for the Gladiator Challenge 175.
Driver of truck number 1 looks like he's going to be starting P. Number 1 here is nobody else is on track. Carson Osborne is sitting on pit road. Well, he was. Now is nobody. So I think that's it, Dustin. We're going to close it down. So I think we have time. We're going to sneak in our... Might have to cut... Well, no, do we? No, I think it's not enough time. I'm sorry. I was going to try to squeak in something, but...
I know what you were going to try to squeak in. We don't have enough time. That's all right. It's still
not enough time.
Still new. We're still getting used to it.
That's okay. but appreciate you guys on YouTube and Twitch. 14 already before the green flag on the YouTube side. And the Twitch side usually fills up a little bit later. I know we got Steve Rada and his buddies. They pop in there, and then we got some other drivers. Robert Martin, too, or race control, which he's in the waiting room. So we might be able to talk to him for the third straight week, depending on how this race flows through. Stay tuned for that. We also have Bobby Mantle, our caffeine team driver, that's got the cameras set up, which will utilize that because VR at Bristol's got to be crazy. So we'll go over that after the green flag flies. But here we go. Starting lineup for race number 3 at Bristol. Ross Tatum going to be starting P1 to his outside. Joshua Altus there in second place. Teammates, buddies from their podcast there. P2, or sorry, row 2 is going to be Tyler Honeycutt in third place. Bobby Mantle starting in fourth. Donnie Honeycutt starting in fifth place to his outside. DJ Honeycutt in sixth. Seventh, you'll find Polly Torrance in truck 6. Eighth place will be Jason Pig. And to complete the top 10, Jonathan Gaston in truck 72. Will Bustler in truck 11 and 10th. 11th place will be Jackson Clark, and to his outside, the 29, Logan Breakey. P13, you'll find EJ Luna. And in 14th place will be Jonathan Hammond. Row 8 and 15th will be Ronnie Hurst. Stephen Abbaset on the outside in P16. 17th, you'll find Mr. Danny White. Stephen Rada in the Froggy Time Machine starts in 18th. 19th, you'll find Carson Osborne. Then Alejandro Khan rounds out the top 20. 21st is Brad Miner. And his outside, you'll find the 66th of Dave Harrington. 23rd is Stephen Hayes. Truck number 13, Jacob Grant outside on P24. 25th is Abram Ghostin. Jared Hammond to his outside in 26th. And the last filler of the field is 27th place, the 77 of Chris Harrington. We are gritting up here 2 pace laps.
I was completely muted when you threw it to me. I am failing tonight. You know what, guys? Just fire the producer. Jeremy's going to take this solo. He's got this. He has been trained by the best, and by trained by the best, I mean has not been trained at all, but he can handle it.
Wish me luck, boys. 175 laps. Monotone Stanley on the microphone.
No, what I was saying was I am excited for this, Jeremy. This is going to be a fun race. Bristol's always good. I mean, you always have the cautions looming because it's a short track, and you have that short track temper mentality. And, these short tracks always bring that out. Even the coolest of drivers, it's always a possibility. But, I mean, we have called a number of races from these drivers here over at OTSS, and they have always provided some fantastic racing. So this track here is always one that can give it to.
Got the fan base from EJ Luna on the Twitch side. I didn't realize you can do custom stickers that rotate. So Flo 2K3, of course, always chanting on the 24. He's got stickers.
All right, Flo.
So.
Okay, hold on. Flo, where have you been, my guy? Where the hell have you been? Like, we haven't heard
developing stickers.
That apparently, man, because we haven't heard from this guy for so long, and then he pops in with some cool swaggy stickers and everything else, like he hasn't been gone for who knows how long. Nah, I'm playing, buddy. Glad to see you back in the chats.
Yeah, 100% there, and we got Monica Khan saying, "Let's go Infield Legends," which they always have a strong fan base on the broadcast side. Pace truck about to pull down. We're about to go green flag racing. Here is the Burn It Down podcast crew going to start this field P1, P2. Pace truck down. Zebra Cakes throttle at the ready. Green flag. This thing is officially underway here. Watch out for the tire spin. Watch out for the cold tires. You said loosey-goosey at the start, Dustin. This is where you're going to feel it the most.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these tires cold, under pressure. These drivers, I mean, they want to try to gain as many positions as they can, but you don't want to push it too much until those tires come up, then let it rip. This is not the track to try to play chicken with, because this track will bite you in the keister before you know it.
Absolutely can and will, and you will see at least one time or another where that might present some issues for some of these guys. We kind of single file for the most part in the back half of the field. Looks like around 10th place is where we keep a couple of 2x2x2 battles on the track here. Got the 11 of Will Bustler there, the iRacing Chevrolet Silverado around the 53. He gets that pass made over Jason Pick. At least almost anyways. He's going to get him probably cleared this time. Some good battling still here in the mid-pack.
Yeah, and I am actually surprised that they're battling as hard as what they are, and they're keeping those trucks planted as well as what they were. Like I said, during practice, a lot of the trucks looked real out of shape a little bit, and they were struggling. But these drivers have been side by side, especially, even up here around 6th and 7th. You got a battle with DJ Honeycutt, Will Bustler, Tyler Honeycutt. They've been like that since the drop of the green flag, and they're not letting up right now, Jeremy. Remember, 145 laps, the estimated on the fuel. These drivers can go 145 laps. The tires are what breaks it. The question is I have a feeling that if this thing can go green and we can get a full fuel run, there's going to be drivers that are going to try to one-stop this thing. There's going to be drivers that are going to try to two-stop it. But one thing that we have to take into account tonight is traffic. It is not going to take these drivers long to wrap back around and catch the field.
Sorry, I got Ronnie Hurst, 33, up against the outside wall, turn 3 and 4. He gets it back rolling, but he lost a lot of time. He's just in front of your race leaders now, or at least getting close to it anyways. So, but we stay green flag. No harm, no foul to anybody else. Single filed really quick here. Now, as the tires settle in, we're going to see a lot more passing, but it's kind of a weird occurrence where we went single file early on for a while. I'm actually going to be excited if we can see the green flag pit stops. The drivers in the drivers meeting were like, we haven't done this dual pit road thing before in a green flag, and these guys know they don't cause many cautions, so there's a great chance we do see that this evening.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they were talking about, because under caution, you use the full pit road, but under green, it's the dual pit road. You only have to enter on the pit road that your pit stall is located on. And these drivers are like, well, hey, if we go green flag, how do we know what lane our pit stall is on? Are we going to get black flag, or are we going to at least clear the first black flag on this one? So, there was a lot of confusion, because like you said, these drivers know that they have the potential and have shown that they can go long green flag runs for a lot, and they've shown they can go flag to flag. So it's, it is a very legitimate concern and question by the driver.
It's a legitimate question, but they said they're asking, can we get the first one cleared? Well, it would be the only one cleared, because if they can make green flag pit stops, it'll be the only green flag pit stop attempt.
Facts.
Make
Very
true.
Very true.
So this is, and getting a little bit racy here. I want to put a little camera light on the Nerd Esports driver, Steve, and rate him. I made this paint scheme over a decade ago. Probably 15 years, really. And Steve Rada keeps bringing it out each and every year. And I think tomorrow, he said, marks the 7th year of his uncle's passing. And this was a scheme originally for him. And so he keeps bringing it back out. So I appreciate that, Steve, for continuing to show that work of mine on the truck. It looks good. It's almost like a timeless scheme. It's like a mixture of Carl Edwards and Scott scheme and a couple other things. I just want to shout that out.
Yeah, I do get a Carl Edwards Scott's, either 99 or 60, depending on what series you're talking, but I do get that feel. But yeah, Steve did mention it's 7 years tomorrow since the passing of his uncle. And him and his uncle did a lot of sim racing together, a lot. So it's this is one, like you said, he pulls out usually every year. So it's good to see that scheme back out there on the track again for Mr. Steve Rada.
20 laps already underway here as we're flying through. Remember, just over 15 seconds a lap for these trucks around Bristol Motor Speedway, and Dustin's got something for us.
No, why don't we try a new segment? Because Bobby Mantle's been on the move, so why don't we do a comparison between him and Mr. Ross Tatum, your race leader, with our new
Dustin with new features?
Driver versus driver.
No, I don't believe Dustin with new features. Oh, look, there is new features. Wow. A new week, a new future. This one, driver versus driver, and P1 versus P2. And as you kind of look over this, you get the average of, or the last 5 laps posted. In the middle, you can see the average. You can catch him in 30 laps. Oh, as it got across the line, looks like it resets a little bit. But you see the pace difference right there on the top, 0.8, and it's continuing to change between the two. It's kind of a cool feature.
It's because it resets based off the last 5. So after he completed the last lap, he actually lost a little bit. This previous lap that he went across, they are matching pace right now. So he's not really gaining, not losing. If he gains on them, it will actually tell you in that center section at the bottom, estimated just like that right there. At that pace, it'll take him roughly about 22 laps to catch him at the pace they're going based off of the average of the last 5 laps. Now, granted, it's a, estimation as we have our first caution out, but that is the new driver versus driver, Jeremy. We're going to break that out a number of times.
Absolutely. It's fun to watch, especially these kind of tracks. And I'm trying to find this caution, Dustin. It flew. I quickly cycled through the field, and that was kind of struggling to find it. Let me back it up just a little bit on my end. You might find it before me because you're just all that in a bag of potato chips. Not sure where this caution came from. Oh, there it is right there. It looks like it's going to be on the back straightaway. It's going to involve the Stephen Hayes truck number 13 and the 93 of Carson Osborne on lap 25. They get together on corner exit. Just not enough room for Carson, it looks like, as we're going to try to find on the Nerd TV replay and take a gander here as they go through turn 1 and turn 2 now. And watch Carson just try to slide up in front of the 13. Not enough room.
Tried to self-clear. Didn't work. And that's tough, Jeremy. I mean, it's as fast as you come up, you do lose that truck on the outside there. I mean, there is a blind spot, especially here at Bristol. And it is so easy to think that you're clear and end up going into a self-clear moment like that. And it doesn't take much to sit here and have any issue whatsoever.
No, it happens in a hurry. Even if you're single file, things just happen. I mean, 15 seconds a lap. That's no time really in comparison to what other lap times in a normal racetrack, not a short track. So, no pit stop takers. At least we'll see if they opens up this time. I would imagine with 3 sets of tires, Dustin, you don't want to take them all early. I would not pit myself if it were me. What do you think? Do you think you'd try to jump the field early on this one?
So here's the thing. There was a few pit takers. Jacob Grant, one of them that was on your screen right now. I totally would have, Jeremy. Here's the thing. If this thing, and we know that these drivers over here at OTSS can do long runs. If it goes the rest of the way green flag, those drivers that just pitted, they're going to be able to make it. They will be able to make it the distance, whereas everybody else on the track will have to pit at least for fuel. So, not a bad time, still early in the race. If you're already back there anyway, like Jacob Grant was, that's not a bad deal. Now, to give up race position, like, say Bobby Mantle, Ross Tatum, Logan Brakey, Jackson Clark, yeah, I probably wouldn't have. So, I guess it all depends on, to answer your question, where they were running at that time. Green flag flies. Good start by Ross Tatum. Bobby Mantle, decent match as he falls in behind. And then the race is on behind, Jeremy, 2 by 2. Third place clears. First 3 cleared, side by side for 4th. Battle for 2nd.
Yeah, good battle here through the first lap. No one's really letting up here for the most part in the front half of the field. Anyway, it's still 2 by 2 over half the field. First lap completed and cleared of any incident. Tires are back up to pressures in the next lap or 2. Looking at the 13 on the outside right now with the 15. There goes Stephen Hayes, passes DJ. Now looking to the 22 of Donnie. Gets that job done. Now he's looking at the Honeycutt number 3. That's the 45 of Tyler. He's going to try to take him. Steve Rada and EJ Luna with him on the outside.
Yeah, good battle right now. Little blinky action from Tyler Honeycutt. Giving Donnie Honeycutt and Stephen Hayes a little bit of a struggle there as they're trying to figure out exactly where he's at or where he's going to be at. Up front, still got Ross Tatum in that Zebra Cakes truck, still leading the way. Logan Brakey, after he got that early pass on Bobby Mantle after that restart. In second place, has a truck length advantage over the 89 of Bobby Mantle. And Jackson Clark, your highest running Ram driver right now. And I tell you what, Jackson Clark's been coming on strong. Each and every week we've been seeing that 31 up there. And this is one of those, Jeremy, that I have a feeling you're going to see drivers up there that we haven't called in the first 2 races, because Bristol is definitely one of those drivers' tracks. You either really like it and you're good at it, or you don't really like it and you don't perform as well there because it's just not one of your tracks. And that's showing right now. I mean, you got Logan Brakey's up there. Excellent calling his name. Jackson Clark is up there as well. Jonathan Hammond just outside the top 10. So a number of drivers, I feel that we are going to be calling their name as this race progresses on tonight.
Let's go on board for the first time, Mr. Bobby Mantle's VR camera. We got that live and ready. As we're going to take a look what third place looks like from his perspective, from the virtual world that he's living in. That's a lot of work, Dustin. When I get done with a normal 200-lap Bristol race, I'm just driving and I'm sweating. Now he's wearing this VR device where,
those things are
really
heavy.
Breathable.
They're not light.
Yeah, they're not light. He's working. He's extra sweating. At least I would be. So this is kind of a cool thing to attempt to do at Bristol.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm seeing this week, because this is the third week that Bobby Mantle has graced us with this point of view, and we absolutely love it, is not so much movement of the head back and forth as we've seen in the previous 2 weeks. There was a lot of side-by-side, a lot of racing action there with where he's running right now. His focus is all the way forward. Now, as he gets in battles with, say, second place or fourth place behind him, or they start lapping some traffic, I would expect to see that head start to dart left and right to try to catch a view and locations on where his competitors are at on the track.
Yeah, great view here from the Caffeine Team Driver Camp presented by Brez Coffee Co. Looking at Bobby Mantle here this evening once again for the third straight week, like you had just mentioned. Thank you for letting us do that, sir. And let's go through the field here a little bit. Let's look at some teams already for the first 40-plus laps in this event. Starting with probably your race lead, Mr. Non-athlete himself, Ross Tatum. Him and Joshua Altus there from SMB Motorsports, P1 and P10. So you got the top and the bottom part of the top 10 covered. We're going to cycle back to second place. We're going to see what Logan Brakey looks like. One of the lonesome drivers out here. P2 all by his lonesome. Now the next one there in line, the third place Bobby Mantle, a little bit different. They got some team members. They got Stephen Hayes in 6th there, not too far back. EJ Luna also resides in the top 10. Now let's just pick on a fourth team. Let's look at, I think Jackson Clark's maybe by him. No, he's got one other person, Carson Osborne. I forget about that every single time. But 4th and 27th, Carson was involved in that wreck. The only caution so far of this evening. So that's why he's back there. But Jackson Clark holding the team flag strong there in P4.
Yeah, and doing an excellent job right now. And like I said, this definitely looks like it's a track that suits Jackson Clark. Very stable. Truck looks very planted. Doing excellent. And we got racing going on further back. Seeing a little bumper tag there between the 11 of Will Bustler and the 13 of Stephen Hayes as they went into the corner. So this is a little hornet's nest right here going on. Stephen Hayes, Will Bustler, you got Joshua Altus and EJ Luna all within striking distance. And we've got a battle right now. This is going to be for P7. That's going to be Stephen Hayes, Will Bustler as they're battling and duking it out.
A little battle here, 11 versus 13. Looks like 11's going to get that as Stephen Hayes with a little etch-a-sketch there on the outside. Last corner set. He's going to run wide, go tight for that truck, and he gets checked up by Abram Ghostin as well. So he follows now behind the 94 Joshua Altus, coming off of turn number 4 to complete their lap number 50. That's already 50 laps into this thing, Dustin. We're already approaching 100 laps to go. The racing's been very good, very clean so far here in the opening laps of this race.
Yeah, and now, everybody is starting to get spread out. If we bring up the Nerd track map, you look, 3/4 of this track is completely covered with trucks of some kind, as we got a good battle right now between Steven Abased and Ronnie Hurst. Ronnie Hurst trying to get back up. Remember, he got up into the wall there, so he's trying to make some ground up. gets by the 2 of Hurst. But pretty soon, Jeremy, those leaders there, and that's Ross Tatum right now, as he's going through, coming off turn 4, and the tail end is just going right at the apex of 1 and 2. He's going to be catching them here pretty quick, and then now that's going to add another variable that the leaders, the lead lap cars, are then going to have to deal with lap traffic. And Jeremy, that's when it can get real etch-a-sketch sometimes, because the drivers that are getting lapped, they are just trying to be predictable and just trying to figure out what racing lane the leaders, the lead lap cars want, or trucks rather in this case. And it can get very, very tough because you don't have a lot of room.
Not too much room here at Bristol, no. No, especially too wide and you get tight like this. It's almost a one-lane track at that point in time. And it's starting to get a little tighter between 11 and 31. Jackson Clark almost gets contact with the 11 of Will Bustler. They somehow don't make any contact. Joshua Altus now on the back bumper, strong on Will. Will drives it strong on the top. He's going to try to go right around the
Way
top. Muscles his way around Jackson. Now he's going to look right at that number 29, Logan Brakey, to try to put himself in front of him. And look at this strong move here this lap from the 11.
Yeah, and you can do this at this track, Jeremy. There's a number of lines you can run. You can run the high line. You can run the low line. You can diamond the corner, which means you enter low, drift it high, exit low. There's a number of different lines you can do here, and it's all driver preference. They can all be just as fast as the next, but the 11 making that high line work, as did Joshua Altus. Logan Brakey falling back. He was sitting second, and then we seen him up on the high side there as the 11 of Bustler and the 31 of Clark were racing hard, and he's falling back, so Bobby Mantle now moves up to P2. Will Bustler, P3. That is your podium right now, obviously with Ross Tatum still leading.
Ross, I think, has led every single green flag lap here, and he's got a 1.2 second lead over now second place, Bobby Mantle. Will is making some strong moves to get to the second and maybe ultimately the first place here. Here he is, P2 up for grabs. Will is on a tear. That's the difference of tires, I would imagine. And there was your lap leaders. You saw the two drivers that have currently led laps so far this evening. So there has been a lead change rather. Altus right behind the 11, trying to go 3 wide, almost. Decides better of it. Sticks behind the 89 here. Now back underneath the 11, as 11's going to clear Bobby. Here comes Josh. He's going to try to do the same thing on the inside. A little bit of a struggle from the 11 to try to get around Bobby. Ultimately gets there, clears him off the corner exit.
Yeah, clears him off corner exit. Now Joshua Altus trying to go to the inside here as he works it in there, clears him, slides up in front of the 89. Now he's clear. Mark the 94 up to P3, and now Bustler and Altus going to see what they can't do to try to chase down the 1 of Ross Tatum, who, Jeremy, has dominated this race for the most part. The only other driver to lead laps we were just on board with, and that was Joshua Altus, has led 7 laps. The rest of the laps out of the 65 polled have been led by this man.
This man, Mr. Zebra Cake himself, Ross Tatum. Just out here turning fast laps, and he's not going to be doing this too much longer. His teammate Joshua Altus and the 11 Will Bustler on the way, and they're going to get there kind of in a hurry. Old tires versus new, if you will, in that 20 lap difference, showcasing the exact speeds. And you see it right there, the driver versus driver once again. Kind of catch him in 4 laps based on his averages, which he's now green for 5 consecutive laps. It's here in the bottom right-hand corner. Green, 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 green. That means he's faster each lap.
Yeah, and he's there right now because you see the 1 got caught up by traffic and is now getting slowed up. So now your top 3 are all right there. They're dealing with the same traffic because they're slicing and dicing. Will Bustler goes to the outside of Carson Osborne right there. Altus gets by as well. Now they just have Steven Abased, real tight quarters there, but still there. But yeah, Jeremy, this is going to be a big-time battle right now. Bustler is bussing right now.
The kids used to say that 5 years ago. Here's Dustin bringing it back.
We're nerds, man. We live in the past. Don't test me, my man. Don't test me.
Oh, Alejandro Con right in front of him. He's getting loose, goes low, then back up high. How does the leader try to decipher the 47's handling situation? Bounces off the wall. Man, that's going to give Ross a little bit more breathing room for just a couple more laps. But, man, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
For the race leaders. This is where just almost 100 laps to go.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing. As a car that, or a truck in this case, that, I don't know why I keep saying car, but as a truck that is being lapped, the key is to be predictable. Run the same line. When you know the lead lap trucks are coming, run the same line, be predictable so they know where to put it unless they call out and tell you where to put your truck. Because we got a battle for second right now. These drivers going to push it 3 wide momentarily through the corner as Joshua Altus takes it 3 wide in the center to go by the 11 of Bustler. Not quite clear just yet. Should clear him off corner exit and does. Then cuts to the inside, goes to the inside of Tatum. Here's your battle for the race lead. Joshua Altus back up to the point momentarily. Drag race down the stretch into turn 3 as they work their way around, Jeremy.
Your third race leader is going to be the 94, Mr. Joshua Altus there. Clears the number 1. Got him by a truck length and a half, almost 2 truck lengths. Now he's got more. There goes Will. Drives it deep, clears the number 1. So now 94, 11, and 1 is your top 3 podium this time. Just underneath 100 laps left in this event, Dustin. We are going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break of the evening to thank our sponsors here tonight. And we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back to full screen here as we're on lap 95 of the scheduled 175 laps here. Here comes your race, or one of your race leaders, Ross Tatum, truck number 1 on pit road for his one and only green flag pit stop of the evening. Dustin, it's sketchy when you're the first one to come down pit road, because if you catch a caution, you are going to be not 1 but 2 laps down.
Yeah, especially at these short tracks, it's tough. But, I mean, we had seen the one of Tatum fall back after being so dominant early on. That tells me that tires might have burnt and used those tires up a little bit more. We've been getting reports from other drivers of the same thing. That's right front, depending on how they're driving, getting used up. That right rear getting used up. I still feel, as we got other drivers coming down, Jacob Grant, the 27, coming down. Beautiful car, by the way. Non-bias, of course. Ronnie Hurst in the 33 coming down. Tyler Honeycutt in the 45 coming down. So pit road is getting busy, but remember, it's you could still try. And that's, Jeremy, you did it this time, my man. You did it this time, not me. Ha ha! Now, my
Bobby
fault.
Mantle, 2 laps down. Ross Tatum looks like he might be only 1. Caution out for the second time. And, yep, this is how you win and lose races sometimes in the virtual and the realistic world of racing. And it's going to be Brad Miner just catching EJ Luna on pit entrance. We might have to get a widened out view of that replay to see, could have EJ went down quicker? Could Brad have kind of went up more? It was hard to tell there, but I'm assuming that's how that happened, was just trying to pit. And here we are, close quarters. No, actually, that was just driving through the back of that's old tires versus new tires and driving right through the 24.
Oh, a number of drivers trying to squeak through there as EJ was holding it down. Yeah, that was just not catching the break point there that EJ was slowing up for and catching them. And this is, like you said, that's going to catch a number of drivers. Not on the lead lap, of course. They just came into pit road, so all your leaders going to come down, come to the service. That should be, they can make it to the end. Easy. 75 laps away, 76 right now away. They can make it to the end. All the drivers that had pitted will get a wave around, but if they're drivers that are 2 laps down or more, they're going to need another caution to try to sit here and get back around and hope they're the lucky dog, Jeremy. That's the bad thing about short tracks, like you were saying when you did the commentator's curse and jinxed everything. Glad it wasn't me this week.
My turn.
Your turn. When you come down pit road, like you said, you are instantly, if it's under green flag conditions, 2 laps down. Because the time it takes you to drive 35 mile an hour down pit road here at Bristol, get to your stall, perform the service by your virtual pit crew, usually about 12.5, 13.1 seconds, and then get back out again, you're already 2 laps down. And it's tough. You need a full green flag cycle not to get trapped down like that.
The 92, Jonathan Hammond, is your +1 extra life award recipient there, as he's going to be one of 11 trucks. Repeat, 11 trucks on the lead lap here. After that, a very unfriendly time of caution for half the field plus. And so we got about 6 or 7 trucks fighting for the 1 lap down lucky dog position for the potential next caution to fly. Green flag back in the air. The 94 Altus, great launch over the 11 wheel Bustler. And the 72 Jonathan Gaston's gonna almost clear Jackson Clark there off of turn 2.
Yeah, side-by-side battle for P3 right now. As those guys duke it out, trying to figure out what was going on. Right now, Ross Tatum is shown as your first driver 1 lap down, but he is racing a slew of other drivers right now that are battling for the exact same thing. EJ Luna, Danny White, Bobby Mantle, Ronnie Hirsch, Jared Hammond, and Avram Ghostin and Jacob Grant are the next drivers in line along with everybody else, Jeremy. So a lot of drivers going to be hoping for a caution and hoping that they get no incidents right now. And remember, this is still the Gladiator Challenge right now. Highest finishing driver with 6 or fewer incidents pockets 25 cash at the end of this race, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute.
Yeah, 100% there. Brad Miner back on pit road. And the 47 Alejandro Khan on pit road. That was right after pit road was open because of the caution cycle. So I wonder what happened on their 2 exchanges for them not be able to fuel up or whatever the case is. But we stay green flag here. Everyone, for the most part, already back to single filed out. Now we got to watch out for the car contacts. We don't have the correct incident report to resemble who is in award or in line for that Gladiator award there for the 6 or less incident points for the race, but it's been a very clean race. So I would imagine, Dustin, what about 80-90% of this field is still well within the grasp of that award.
Yeah, it's with as clean as this thing has gone, I would say there's a number of drivers that are in the running for the Gladiator Challenge award, but only time will tell. I mean, it's we're working lap 111 now, 175, but these drivers, man, they have put on a show. We've only had 2 caution periods. The last one was probably the biggest one because it caught and bit a lot of early pitters down off the lead lap. So that was probably the biggest takeaway on this. But overall, Jeremy, for a Bristol race, this thing's been doing very, very, very clean, very well.
Yeah, definitely a huge caution right there, 1,000%. And we're going to see who can come out on top. We got 7 or 1 lap down now. Ross Tatum still leads it right now. EJ Luna second in line. Bobby Mantle third in line. A couple of your really just strong, fastest trucks of the evening. All of a sudden trying to fight their way back to the lead lap here. Got a little battle, 47-45. They quickly settle it out. Dustin, let's go a little bit of a turn up the twos butt kicker style, powered by the butt kicker. We're going to listen to these trucks go around for about 4 or 5 laps, maybe 6, and then we'll be right back. Back to full screen here, lap 124 underway. Will Bustler out here with a 1 second advantage over the 94 Joshua Altis there. Just a really fast truck. He climbed through the field in a hurry. Has not let off. All gas, no brake for this truck 11. Has just, got the huge brake with a lot of fast trucks a lap down. And now he's got the clean air on that truck. And he is a boot scooting boogie, and Dustin, as we're going to kind of go over a couple of our newer segments here, starting with the biggest movers presented by our own product, the Shirtitudes, which you can find on nerditudes.gg. Click on the Nerd Swag section, and lo and behold, you're going to find all of our current swag. And Jared Hammond, 10 places up. Will Bustler, the race leader, up 9. Logan Brakey, lone teammate of himself, up 9 as well. Jackson Clark sitting there pretty in P4, up 9 positions. And Jacob Grant, up 6. There's your 5 biggest movers there. And on the left-hand side is the Shirtitudes products, where you get our jerseys, our hoodies, custom embroidered hats, sim racing gloves, some fun, nerdy design t-shirts. So if you want to support us by going to nerditudes.gg as well and shopping away and pick out your favorite nerdy shirt out there. And then we've got a couple other ones. We've been over lap leaders a couple of times, but that was just, have a couple, but we have a few more to rail through here. So right here's your lap leaders, 3 total, 68, 42, and 20. Ross Tatum still leads that by a little bit. Will Bustler on pace to not clearing. No, he's still technically, Will Bustler could clear Ross if he does go the distance as your race leader.
Yeah,
and we're gonna,
and he's trucking, Jeremy. He's trucking.
Literally.
And metaphorically.
Literally, puns included always here in the Nerd TV booth. Some people might not like to call it the puns, but it's me. I'm the one doing it. There's your Fast 5. Stephen Hayes, 27th place at a 15.06.
That's
almost
cooking.
into the 14
That is
second
cooking
bracket.
around this track in the trucks.
Yeah, that is insane there. Ross Tatum, 15.16. Brad Miner ties him. Altis with a 0.18. Jacob Grant with a 0.21. So a little bit of a variance between those Fast 5, but man, yeah, almost a 14-second lap. That'd be nuts.
On a fixed setup. In the
Fixed
trucks. That's cooking, folks.
And that's not even a custom fix set. This is default fixed. So you can just see how fast he is. And we're looking right now at the 29, the 3, and the number 1. This is Steve Rada, Logan Brakey, and Ross Tatum on your screen. As we got 40 laps to go, Dustin. Time is a flying here.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're pulling, almost, 14.9 second laps, these guys are probably averaging, they're, probably hitting, 15 threes right now. 15 threes, 15 4. No, they're in the 16s already. So fall off is definitely real big here, but still at 16 seconds per lap. 175 laps does not take that long to complete, Jeremy, especially when they're under green flag conditions. Again, we've talked about it. We've only seen 2 periods where these trucks kind of poke around this track, and that's all the further I'm going to go because I'm not going to jinx it. No, you're not. You are not gaslighting me tonight, Jeremy. Not happening. But these drivers are ticking them off right now. This is probably one of the fastest paced Bristol races that we have seen. It is 8:50 p.m. on the central side, 9:50 p.m. on the eastern seaboard, and these drivers are, they're going, Jeremy. They have 45 laps or 35 laps to go at this point.
Got to get this plug in real quick here before this race is over. We have Empower Ed as the overall series sponsor. We have Empower Ed sponsoring also the Gladiator Challenge 175 here tonight for the 3rd race of the season. So we're going to roll their 1-minute commercial, and then we'll go over a couple other things before we bring this broadcast and this race to a close. We'll be right back after the words from Empower Ed Research Institute.
Education has the power to transform lives. and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
And thank you for Empower Ed Research Institute for sponsoring not only the series, but some of these races and the awards that are being handed out here throughout the season. Awesome to see them putting in a lot of effort into the OTSS Select Series to really just bring this these group of drivers in this league alive. The 94 slaps while second place got up in the dust. Joshua Altis slides and allows Logan Breakey, driver the number 29, to take second place. And Dustin, we might have to go driver versus driver because they are catching Will here in the closing laps.
Yeah, and as we bring the new driver versus driver segment up, at this rate, Jeremy, you see Logan Breakey, green, the last 5 laps on the 11 of Will Bustler right now, says we'll catch him in 3 laps. Again, catching a driver is one thing, passing is something else. This segment does not count in that. Big time issues there from Will Bustler and Alejandro Khan, as Bustler was trying to get around Alejandro and had some issues there. That's going to close it in even more. But, Jeremy, the 29, Logan Breakey, he is trucking right now. Pun definitely intended at this point.
Forever and always intended here. That was a bad lap there for the 29. He's starting to catch him back up now. Will had to pass the 93 of Carson Osborne that time, so you got the green light there. He made up almost exactly the time he lost the lap prior based on the driver versus driver stat there. Logan clears Carson, no problem whatsoever. This time at the line, he is in the red barely, only 4/100ths.
He was battling Carson though on that one, so I mean it makes sense that he was a little off pace on that one, whereas Will Bustler was in the clear.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so now they're back to clean air momentarily until the next lap, which the Hammond truck number 36, Jared Hammond, is up next for grabs with Will here. He's under. It's a little 2x2 situation. This is really going to check up Will. What kind of moves does Will make? He's going to stay to the back bumper. Oh, here comes Logan. He could have went 3 wide, chooses not to. Now Logan all over the back bumper of the 11. Here we go. Battle for the race lead.
Yeah, battle for the race lead right now. Logan Breakey trying to maneuver traffic. 36 up top there, Jared Hammond. And Jeremy, he is right there, truck length off the rear bumper of Will Bustler, as they are slicing and dicing now. Right up to the rear bumper is Logan Breakey to Will Bustler. Jeremy, this battle for the race lead starting to heat up with 21 laps to go. Well, 22, sorry. I counted early. My bad.
22 laps remaining, 21 and a half if you want to give Dustin the credit there. And 1 truck length separates them, and also 1 truck length separates the 29 and the 94 as Altis backs it up a little bit off of turn 4. Back to 2 link separation they go. So all 3, 1, 2, 3, all within a single camera angle shot of one another. And turn number 3 this time is going to give 20 laps to go.
Yeah, 20 laps to go. This race is heating up right now. Jackson Clark sitting back there in 4th, but he is well off of this battle. He still has about 3 trucks to get past to not have any lap down trucks in between him and this race battle up here between Bustler, Breakey, and Altis, as they're now starting to work around more lap traffic. That's the 2 of Abbasid right now that they're trying to work around. Bustler, Breakey, and Altis both clear Abbasid relatively clean.
Will is starting to gain some ground now. A little bit of clean air on the 11. He's going to try to maximize this run here before he catches the next set of lap traffic, which he's got a quarter of a lap ahead of him before the next truck. So this is going to be a nice little few laps for Will, as Logan going all the way high up the track there in 1 and 2. Going to do the same in 3 and 4. Altis looking to the inside.
I think he's burned his stuff up. I honestly do. He's starting to fall back, and Altis is starting to gain on him. Might have pushed it a little too hard. Might have heated those tires up, especially slicing and dicing. When you add the slicing and dicing of the lap down traffic, he might be trying to cool those simulated Goodyear tires off a little bit.
And I know I'm guilty of it, Dustin. Whenever I race here at Bristol, if I'm tight, I just go to the top because you get, the more banking assist, and I just leave the bottom. I don't touch it. And so if Logan can't drive it to the bottom, that makes it a one-lane racetrack for him. And all Will has to do is ride the top like he is now, takes the air off the nose of the 29, and he's golden.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's that aero push that they have. I mean, these things, the dirty air is real. And like you said, I mean, we don't know these drivers. We don't know if they're just going up there because that's just where they want to run, but they are capable of running down low and being competitive. But if a driver is a single lane driver here at Bristol, all that front driver has to do is just block that lane that the drivers behind him are running, and they're not going to be able to get by him. I mean, it's the perfect defense as you see Joshua Altus starting to fall back. But Logan Brakey starting to reel in the 11 a little bit more here. Looks like tires cooled off a little bit. Back in the corner up a little bit more, getting a better entry into it. Trying to roll off a little cleaner, not as wobbly as what he had been, or that the 11 of Will Bustler has been. So this might not be done yet, Jeremy.
It's definitely not done yet. Still got a lot of clean air in front of the 11, so that's an upside for Will. Let's see, and Logan are 3 truck lengths separated still. Logan's able to drive a little bit lower in the corners compared to Will these past 5 laps or so. This time it's going to be flip-flop. Will's going to drive a little bit lower than the 29. 29 he looks like he's a little tight on corner exit, Dustin, which, again, you said it. I think he just cooked the right front a little bit much. I don't think he has enough time to cool it because Will is just running a very solid, consistent pace right now.
Yeah, and with 8 laps to go as it sits right now, that's not a lot of time. Maybe a slip up from Will, but as clean and as strong as what that 11 truck has been running so far tonight. Again, 59 laps led already. It's going to be a tough thing. Logan is there. He is definitely there. He's caught the leader. But again, passing him is going to be a completely different task right now. And at Bristol, on tires that have got 75 laps on them, it's not going to be an easy task.
He's giving it all he can. 5 laps remaining, 2.5 miles left in this event. Logan is there. Can he find a way to make the pass? He's going to have to drive to the bottom, Dustin. I don't think Will's going to give up the top. We'll find out, though.
There he
Logan's
does.
going to go high with the little crossover. Cuts it over a little too sharp, but it still looked like a pretty decent line to try.
Yeah, he's trying that diamond approach here a little bit. He realizes the 11 of Will's not going to give that top line up, so he's entering kind of mid, drifting high, and then cutting it low, trying to cut it down there. He's closed in on him, Jeremy. This could be the way to do it. But the thing is he has to get that opportunity. He has to break free, trying to get to the nose to the outside, because if he can get the nose to the outside of Will before corner entry, he'll have a chance. And there he diamonds it back off, cuts it low, inside, battle for the race lead. Logan Brakey is there, side-by-side battle. 29 and 11 for your race lead. 2 laps to go.
Oh, he's got a great attempt. He was able to hold it in 1 and 2. Pinches, almost contact. Great line by Will. Defensive line there. Just enough room for Logan to have corner exit, and has to lift a lot of throttle. 1 lap to go here, and it's going to be the number 11. If he can just maintain 3 and 4 cleanly, he does. Will Bustler, winner, race number 3 at Bristol.
Yeah, excellent efforts there by the 29 of Logan Brakey. That's excellent attempt, but I mean, that was the best defense that the 11 of Will Bustler could have done. Not give enough room for the 29 to drift up, so that when his truck started to get tight like that, he had to roll out of the throttle, whereas the 11 could just stay in the throttle there. Best defensive line that you could have ran, and I mean, just executed to perfection on there, and it got the 11 the win.
Great race there at the end there. A lot of fast trucks caught 1 lap down, but those two, really 3 with Altus, put on a hell of a show for y'all this evening here to close out the third race of the season, and a Will Bustler burning it down here on the front stretch. He's going to do a very signature-like burnout. Oh. No, he doesn't know my rule. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count. That was intentional. He's putting it on the wall to burn it.
Yep, we're good. We're good there. And here we go. Here's the unofficial results here for tonight's race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Top 10 is going to be Will Bustler, Logan Brakey, Joshua Altis. Those three talking to us in the booth here shortly. Donnie Honeycutt and Jackson Clark round out the top 5. 6 through 10 is Jonathan Gaston, Donnie Honeycutt, Paulie Torrance, Tyler Honeycutt, and Jonathan Hammond. Then you got 11 through 15, which is Jason Pick, EJ Luna, Ross Tatum in 13th, Bobby Mantle 14th, Jacob Grant is the 15th place finisher. 16 to 20 is Jared Hammond, Ronnie Hirsch, Stephen Abbasid, Danny White, and Abram Ghostin. And then 21st on back is Carson Osborne, Steve Rada, Alejandro Khan, Christopher Harrington, Bradley Miner, Dave Harrington, and the 13 of Stephen Hayes. And it looks like our top 3 for the Victory Field post-race is lined up and ready to go. So we're going to drop it right to the Victory Field post-race show and bring in our third place finisher, the 94 truck of Joshua Altis. Joshua, P3 here tonight. You started second place, and you didn't really leave that top 5 too much, man. Fast truck out there.
Yeah, it was a good night. Literally ran about 4 laps before I came in here to qualify. I had to put my daughter down, so wasn't sure how the track was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be bottom or top dominant, and fortunately put a good qualifying lap down, and we were looking pretty for a long time there. We came and got tires in that first caution, and it's always the debate if you want to burn the set early or not. And I've gotten burned so much the last couple weeks by not doing that, so I'm like, I'm not going to lose that way tonight. So turned out to be a good strategy call. Got out front, led a lot, and then man, it was a blast battling my teammates there at the end, both Willie and Logan. I hopped the cushion a couple times, and I got some of that marbles on my tires, and man, it's like going through quicksand. It's like it just slows you down, and I couldn't quite drive it how I wanted to after that. But overall, a good night.
Yeah, I mean, excellent night. I mean, bringing home a top 3 at Bristol. I mean, that's always a plus, man. This track can be rough. What was the game changer? I mean, you said you were racing your teammates up there. I mean, excellent job on the podium. What was the game changer between you, Will Bustler, and Logan Brakey that they were able to kind of maintain a little bit better than you were able to at the later stages of that last run?
Yeah, when we got that late caution, I was kind of hoping it would go a little bit longer. I can't complain too much because we were still in a good spot, but I was like, man, if it goes green, I think I'm winning it because I had enough fuel. I don't know if the tires would have held up, but I was just babying them on that super long run. And then when we got the tires, cycled out front, and then Will was pushing pretty hard behind me, and I didn't really want to run that hard of a pace, so I kind of just pulled over and let him go. And I was like, I'm just going to try to stay within arm's length of him. And then when I started going, Brakey kind of came out of nowhere, and he was ripping the top. And I was like, okay, well, let me move up. And like I said, I jumped the cushion just like one time, and it's really weird, man. It's like you can really feel the marbles. Like if you get up out of the groove, it's literally like it's like you can't even turn the car. Like it's so weird. It gets up and it's just like it grabs you like quicksand. And Brakey just blew by me after that, and then I was kind of searching around. I was like, okay, I know we were super fast and we were kind of taking it easy. Like now let's go. And then when I tried to go, I don't know if I just burned it up too much or what. So I guess in hindsight, I should have worked harder to keep Will behind me at the beginning of that run. But yeah, it was fun, man. I was kind of hoping they would get together a little bit there at the end. They both wanted that win really bad, and would have been kind of fun to steal one that way. But good night for all of us. It's a 1-2-3 finish.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there. Great stuff, man. Congratulations on the strong run for everybody. But floor is yours. Any shout outs before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, I gotta shout you guys out. You guys do a phenomenal job with the broadcast. So I'm looking forward to going back and watching this one. Hope it was entertaining for you guys to call up there. Got to thank Tyler Honeycutt and everyone that's a part of this league and all the work and effort that goes into it. I'm in another league and I do some admin stuff in that league, so I know the amount of effort it takes to run a good league. So just I really appreciate the whole crew, the admin team, everybody, our partners and sponsors for letting us do this. So appreciate all those guys, and then just big shout out to all my S&B Motorsports teammates. Congrats to Will Bustler. It's been a while since he's gotten in victory lane, so I know he's pumped for that. Logan Brakey as well. Ross Tatum was kind of the victim of ill-timed caution. He would have been right there with us as well. So he got the pole tonight. So all four of us were on rails tonight. So cool to see our team bringing some speed. And then last but certainly not least, I got to shout out the Burn It Down podcast. That's a NASCAR podcast that Ross Tatum and I do weekly. So if you guys are interested in some shenanigans, we say some pretty off the wall stuff. Come check us out. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, all TikTok, all the places where you can watch and stream and listen. So come check us out. Give us a follow. We'd appreciate it. And then Senvar Roofing and Solar. Anyone in the Virginia area that's interested in saving some money on their electric rates. I know utility rates are really high right now, along with pretty much everything in life right now. So give me a shout, and I'll walk you through solar, see if we can save you some money there.
I appreciate your time, Joshua. Have a good rest of your night. We will catch you next Tuesday.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys.
Yes, sir. All right, that was your third place finisher there. And now time to bring in two of our Canadian friends on the track tonight. That's going to be Mr. Logan Brakey, driver the number 29. Logan, congrats, man. Up 10 positions from 12th to 2nd. Job well done.
Thanks, man. I won't lie, that was unexpected. I was not expecting a run like that tonight, but my goodness, am I happy with it.
So how'd you make it happen, man? You had a really fast truck. Will was pretty dominant, I would say, for the trucks that were on the lead lap anyways, and you maintained with them. You had a great long run truck. How did you manage that, considering you had little chance at it in your mind?
Man, I swear it started from the drop of the green flag. I started P12 there, so on the top, and guys moved down to the bottom as quick as they could, and I stayed up top at the beginning of the race and just drove by. I don't know. I was in the top 5 by like lap 3 or 4, and I was like, "What's going on here? Do these guys know something that we don't?" And so I was terrified that I had just absolutely shredded my right sides. But as the run went on, I fell off a little bit. I did fall back, and so I burnt up the right front quite a bit. Luckily, the caution came out at a good time, so I learned a lot from that run, from that first run, and took it a little easier on the second run there to the finish. And once we got into cleaner air there in the top 4, top 3, and it was the 3 of us teammates, affiliates, battling up there for the win. I was just trying to watch the guy in front save tires a little bit better than he was, and try and run a different line than he was. And man, I'm just thrilled with how well it clicked and came together for me.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic run. I mean, second place. I mean, the same thing that I said to Joshua was, I mean, anytime you could walk away with a, intact vehicle here at Bristol, it's a win in everybody's book. But walk us through those last couple laps. I mean, you were laying it on Will. You were closing it in. He was running that high line that you had been using most of the race to move your way up through the field. You had to alter your line. You entered on a mid entry, drifted it up, and then cut it down on that partial diamond effect there that got you excellent corner exit speed. Finally got the nose to the inside there, and then Will put on some good defense there, not giving you much room to move there. Is there anything now, playing it back in your mind, and now that you're out of the rig, you're kind of winding down, is there anything else that you think you could have done differently to maybe try to secure one more position further up the results chart?
Yeah, man, go back to the beginning of the season and not agree to be partnered with these guys. So I could have driven enough into the door, get him up the hill. That's As soon as I crossed the line, man, that's what I told him. I'm like, man, I wish we weren't buddies, so I could have driven you up the hill a little bit there. I was feathering it. I didn't want to wreck him. I didn't want to wreck anybody for the win, but I didn't want to lean on him. I didn't want to take a chance of accidentally dumping him there coming to the white. So yeah, it was. I thought once we got clear of that lap traffic, I thought I had burned my stuff up trying to take advantage of him struggling to get through those lappers. And I started to fall back to Josh a little bit, but then I saw Will start to slip up as well. And I was like, okay, I got to take care of my stuff a little bit here and I can get back to him. And it's like you said, I started moving a little bit lower on entry and just work the diamond, and it seemed to really help rotate it through the middle and get that drive off. And yeah, go back to the beginning of the season and say I'm going to race independently and not be buddy with these guys. So I could have leaned on them a little bit more there, but no, it was great. I'm thrilled with this. That was so much fun.
A lot of fun there, and there's your keynote for the night. Don't be partners with somebody racing for the win. Logan, congrats, man. Any shout outs you want to give out before we do let you go for this evening?
Well, huge kudos to the league as a whole. That was, I think that was the longest. Those were the two longest green flag runs I've had at Bristol, and for the first time in a while. And I think the first time ever I've only ever had two cautions in a race, regardless of the distance. So that was pretty impressive, and it was badass to run green for that long. So big kudos to the league as a whole. Thank you for you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job every week. It's fun to watch it back, even whenever I have bad days. My first 2 weeks have been terrible, and I've still enjoyed going back to watch. So I can't wait to go back and watch this one.
This one.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is primetime TV. So, thanks to honestly, thanks to Will and Josh and the rest of the team. We had a lot of fun. The three of us up there, the racing hard up there. We all kept it clean and was able to put on a good show. And that was the most fun I've had on iRacing in a long time. So thanks to them as well.
Appreciate you, Logan. Great run tonight. Maybe we'll run it back for you next week at Darlington. So
yes, sir. That's the hope. Thanks, boys.
Yes, sir. All right, that was driver number 29.
I
Logan.
love that. I love that. Play it back to the start of the season, and I wouldn't have joined the team. Then I would have laid into him a little bit more. That is awesome.
I was talking to my coworker this week, and I was like, I like asking generic questions to people, and sometimes you get that really cool answer out of somebody. That's one of those cool answers.
That was one of those cool answers. Not what I was expecting when I was setting the question up, but you know what? Absolutely love it.
Yeah, flawless answer. But now it's time to not only turn it to the race winner, but also the Gladiator Challenge winner. The number 11, Mr. Will Bustler from 10th to 1st, just destroying the field here. Will, talk about it, man. You drove up on the outside, you just blew past all the doors, and you didn't look back. I think you took the most lap sled. You got the Gladiator Challenge Award. You got the checkered flag this evening. And you complete the sweep with the Ford, Toyota, and now Chevrolet.
I think the only thing you didn't get was the pole, Jeremy. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, that's it.
I was gunning for it, too. No, that was fun. It was fun. There's something special about this place. There's zero room for mistakes. You're in traffic nonstop. The tempers are high. One bad move can, end your night. So, I mean, overall, it was a heck of a race. Logan gave me a run for my money there. It was nice to come out with the S&B 1, 2, 3 there. So it was fun. It was an awesome time.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, it was fun to watch. Overall, 2 cautions at 175 laps here at Bristol, long green flag runs. It's you guys put on a hell of a show, but I'm going to flip-flop this question here. I asked Logan this question. I want to hear your response, and I'm going to sit here and let you know what his response was, because it was it was primo. It was a classic response. I love it. But rewind it back. So he's closing in on you with just a few laps left to go. You're running the high line. Awesome defensive tactic, knowing he'd been running the high line as well. He changes up his line. He does the mid-entry, high arc, low exit diamond, gets the nose on the inside, and then you run an awesome defensive move, and you just get so close to him to allow minimal room for him to be able to slide up a little bit. Knowing that he was a teammate, did you use that to your advantage, knowing that he wasn't going to sit here and ride you that hard coming on corner exit?
It's my first time racing with Logan on a team. I mean, he's a really good guy so far. So I wasn't sure what to expect there. I mean, he had a heck of a run. He rode on the outside. I realized, probably about 20 laps left that he was catching me. But I think he gave me a little bit of a break as a teammate because I think if it was anybody else, he might have been a little bit more aggressive there at the end. But props to him. He raced a hell of a race there at the end.
Oh, it's funny you say that. It really is, because his response was, I asked him if he would have done anything different. He goes, rewind back to the start of the season. I wouldn't have agreed to be on his team because then I would have sat here and laid into him a little bit more.
There you go. I mean, I take that. I mean, that's
Fair.
the
It's
the
fair.
race of nature. Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with him.
No, I mean, but excellent job. I mean, you ran, I mean, a hell of a race. It was good racing up front. Everybody did an excellent job, man. You brought it home, race winner. I know that you, from what Altus was saying, you and both Logan were really wanting this win. Only one person could win it, but fantastic drive, man. I mean, excellent drive, excellent job getting the Gladiator Challenge Award on that one as well. He did, I mean, excellent with everything. I mean, and that's not an easy thing, especially here at Bristol. But the floor is yours, my man. Any shout outs, any thanks that you want to give?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and to come away with the win against this level of competition, it feels awesome. Huge thanks to everybody watching and hanging out on the stream. You guys put on, a great broadcast at Nerditude. So everybody subscribe on YouTube, check them out. But shout out to my team, S&B Motorsports, Logan, Josh, Ross. Thought Ross was the guy to beat there early on, but I think that caution kind of put him behind a little bit. So. Thanks for everybody in the league. I'm glad to come on. I look forward to coming back in a couple weeks and get another W.
There we go, man. Well, congrats one more, and we will catch you next week at the Darlington Raceway for the Throwback Weekend.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That was Will in our Icon Apparel Company Victory Lane getting it done, Dustin. One Chevy, one Ford, one Toyota in Victory Lane. That was probably the cleanest Bristol race I've seen in a while as well to top that notation off. 2 cautions, 175 laps. That's unbelievable.
2 cautions for 6 laps and 175 laps at Bristol. Definitely one of the cleanest races. Am I surprised out of this group? No. I think I would have been surprised if there was a lot more cautions. That I think would have surprised me more. This group here has got a good handle. There's a lot of respect that goes around these drivers. Whether they're on teams or not, they give room. They race hard but race clean. OTSS has got it going on. They know what's happening in this truck series, and they've been putting on good races. They got another tough track next week, Jeremy. Darlington is another one. It may be longer than Bristol, but I guarantee you it bites much harder than Bristol. I mean, that egg shape like that, 1 and 2, nice and wide, 3 and 4, super tight. I mean, super tight banking there, 2 lanes. It's about all the room you got. That wall, they don't call it the Lady in Black for nothing. I mean, you will leave a Darlington stripe for sure. So it's going to be another challenge, but I would expect the drivers to be able to pull off another clean race over there as well. So, I mean, fantastic job to the admins, to the drivers. Hats off to you guys, because you guys have been nailing it.
Yeah, I mean, we still got a lot of viewers in the post-race show, which we love to see. So thank you for the support from the start of the broadcast to the very end of it, where we close it out, man. And Dustin, good job tonight as well. Thank you for doing this every single week. New gadgets to play with almost every week.
You know me.
As our driver versus driver this time around.
Idle hands, man. We get new things going. We get new fancy stuff on here. We get to debut, give the viewers some more information to look at, and that way they can track certain things. So it's all about trying to bring the best stuff that we can and the best product we can to the viewers, because that's why we're here, is because of you guys and gals, all you nerds out there.
That's right, 100%. We're not just live Thursday, as we're going to broadcast the Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Cup Series, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And if you're not interested in that, come back next Tuesday for for the OTSS race at Darlington. Until then, you
or
guys.
catch me tomorrow, where I just race. I don't broadcast.
Oh, you know?
Yeah, I don't commentate. You just
Live
see,
on Twitch?
yeah, you just see me in the
YouTube.
rig, just being silly old me. So you guys can join that if you want to. I'm all game.
Head down, head bandana on, you know, gloves from Icon Apparel Company strapped
Right.
up, and you're trying to go for some W's on the super speedway side.
right.
So do it, man. Well, thank you guys again. Stay safe out there. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
And as always, it's not goodbye. Just till next time. Love you guys.
Touchscreen and louder giving rays. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Our TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats round and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel through the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors